Hi everyone, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be budgeting out our paycheck to paycheck budget. So we're going to jump on the Excel sheet and get started. You watched at the beginning of the month, I budgeted out the month following the zero-base budget or every dollar budgeting. So I told every single dollar where to go. To be honest with you, usually what I do then is I'll go through and I'll budget out each individual paycheck ahead of time because I want to kind of give you guys a sense for what I do each time, what am I looking for, and everything. I thought I would start a new series doing it with you guys. The first thing is the income. So my husband did not work any overtime, so his income before taxes was the $680. They mentioned that they are going to be starting to start doing overtime again. We're just not sure when. I said very soon. Now myself, I actually do have some changes that I need to make to mine. I actually had an unexpected bonus come in. I am self-employed for those of you who are not familiar with the channel. And so this number here, this is what I pay myself half of whatever my self-employment is. And that's the way half of the money stays in the business accounts to account for taxes, business operating expenses related to the self-employment things that I work on, as well as growing the business over there. So I've also moved my personal development over into the business, so the business pays for that now. So myself, I actually ended up bringing over $556.46. So that was a nice bonus, what we were not expecting. So if you notice here, I have these red because those are things that were anticipated. I'm going to go ahead and make them black because I know now that that's the actual amount that I had coming in. Now again, I have these two numbers are changing as well. They're down. So this 25 was what I had estimated. Actually, only $9 is what I'll be bringing over from there. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. The other thing, same thing. This is actually going to be 123, and then this number should stay the same. So what that means is some of these numbers will be changing. A lot of times what I'll end up doing is, because see how this number is different, a lot of times I'll go over here and I'll adjust it here so I can make adjustments on the overall budget. But I know a lot of people do enjoy seeing the comparison of what I originally budgeted versus what I actually ended up getting. So I'm not going to change it this time. We're going to kind of see how this one plays out. So then moving on down here to paying ourselves first. So my husband, right away, his employer takes out 3% before taxes. So they basically $20.40. And I'm actually going to go ahead and open these up. Okay, so federal, they did not take out any. So Arizona State, $11.87. Medicare, they took out $9.86. And Social Security, $42.16, okay? So that's the first thing I do because those come out of my husband's paycheck automatically, so I want to make sure I take those out. Then coming down to family life insurance and my husband's long-term disability insurance, those are taken out automatically as well. So that was $559 and this was $245. Those black because that's already out. If I scroll down here at the bottom, see this is how much I have to work with, $1,144.13. So I got to decide where is that money going to go for this paycheck. So the first thing I'm going to look at is anything with a due date. So if I scroll over here to the side of my page, I hope you guys can see it. Right here I have my due dates. So I look for what's the next due date. So the next one I have is water, sewer, trash is due on the 10th. But if I come right here where my account is, my necessities bank account, my checking account, I actually already have that, the one that's due for the 10th. The money's already in there, so that's good. I don't have to worry about that one. So the next one is the 17th. So I want to make sure that I actually put this money aside already, because if we look up here, the next paycheck's going to be on the 14th, so I could technically pay it with the 14th, but I like to pay things, I like to have things in the account at least 1 or 2 paychecks ahead of time. So I'm going to make sure that comes out of this one right now. So we're actually going to say my husband's cell phone is $35. My cell phone is paid for out of the business account for self-employment. Okay, so we're going to make sure that this is here. I'm actually going to make this orange because this is money that's not spent yet. So what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to say income, because right now all of this money is in our income checking account. Everything gets deposited into that account. I did a whole video on how many bank accounts we have and how we're using our bank accounts instead of cash envelopes. So you can take a look at that one if you want. But basically I'm going to say here I have $35 in the checking account specifically for the cell phone. So we'll talk about what we're going to do with that in a minute here. Okay, so then everything else in here I'm not going to worry about because it's not due until later on in the month. So we'll pay for those out of the next paycheck. So now we're going to go back up to pay ourselves first, because we want to make sure we're investing in ourselves and we're saving. So because I had that bonus, which is awesome, I'm going to put the majority of that right into savings. So we're going to put $500 into our emergency fund. Now our emergency fund is at $2,500, so that will bump us up to $3,000 for the end of the month, which will be great. Again, this is going to be orange because that money is, I still had $8 in there that I hadn't transferred over yet, so we're going to just put that 508.68 just so I know what's in there, and then 100 for my husband. Make these orange. Now, once I'm working with some numbers, I like to make them orange. That's just something I do. And again, we're going to say he's got his $100 in the checking account right now. Gifts. We originally had $149.13 budgeted. We have $160 in the savings account right now. So that would give us around $300. We're going to go ahead and increase it. I want to have $420 for Christmas. This way we can spend about $400 on primarily gift cards and just presents for the kids. We'll actually get actual presents, but all the adults that we shop for, we just do gift cards. It's easiest for us. And then shipping, to buy greeting cards and shipping, that $20 will be for that. So I want to make sure we have 420. So I'm actually going to put 259.94. And as of right now, that's what's in here. So 259.94. Now we're going to move on down and let's see what we have left. Okay, we still have $249.19. So the next thing is groceries. I budget $80 a week. So I can choose to just do $80, or I can choose to try to do 2 weeks. We're going to do $160. So that will give us 2 weeks worth of groceries. Personal care and household. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I actually already spent some of this. So actually it's I spent $29.97 on clothes. It's dollar day at Goodwill, so I spent about $11 at Goodwill, and then I bought me 2 long sleeves shirts at Ross because I don't have any long sleeves. So we did spend that. And then I bought $24.68. I bought new silverware. Actually, because like I said, I actually went to the store, I'm not gonna lie, so I actually already spent $80. So I technically have $80 left from groceries. Okay, so do you guys see kind of how I account for things? Like I said, all of these we're not going to worry about until the next paycheck. So I'm going to go ahead and just put what's left in there. We're just going to put that in the fun money, and to be honest, we're going to put it in the eating out because we already ate at Applebee's. So Wednesdays at Applebee's, it's kids eat free. So my husband and I always do the 2 for $20. So we did the 2 for $20, kids eat free, plus had to pay for our drinks and tip or whatever. So we actually already spent that $34.54. So now if you look down here at the bottom, 0. So every dollar has been accounted for. And look here, everything in the income account, this is the income checking account. Everything it's designated to something. So I know the checking account is going to have $986.62 in it. Now what I do, because I'm doing the weekly budget, I need to transfer some different money over to different accounts depending on what it is. So for instance, I still owe my daughter $3. It's not really something I can take out of the ATM, so I'm kind of just waiting till she does some more chores. So this $35 needs to be transferred over to the necessities account. This $259.94, I'm going to go ahead and transfer it over to the giving savings account until I'm ready to go Christmas shopping. I'm probably going to do Christmas shopping next week. So for now, I'm going to move it over to the savings account just so it's there, it's safe. I'm not going to accidentally spend it on something else. And then when I'm ready to go shopping, I will transfer it into the income account to do that. Groceries will stay in the income account. My husband's $100 I need to transfer to his checking account right here. And then the 508 is that's what I do. And then I pretty much know, this week I've already bought groceries for the week, so we're good. I've already spent a little bit of extra money in some other places, so we're not going to worry about that. I have extra money for Christmas, which is something I wanted to make sure we did. All right, guys, so I'm going to transfer that in the bank account, and then I will go ahead and update the amounts over here. I just want to make the savings an even $3,000. That just makes it easy for me. So I have $8.68. The $8.68, I'm just going to put down here. Originally, my husband's family was going to come here for Christmas, but that's not going to work out. So we're actually going to go to California. So I need to start adding to this for gas purposes. So we'll kind of see what next week looks like. We'll see if my husband gets any overtime or anything like that. Okay, so I transfer everything over. So I want to change this. So this is actually $3,000 in the savings. Yay, you guys, we're getting closer. Now, this I will mark black, okay? Because this is technically it's money. It's in a savings account now. So it's not really money to be spent later. My husband's $100 is now in his checking account. We're going to leave that orange because he hasn't spent any yet. Giving savings is now at $420. Then coming down, so my husband's cell phone 35 is in that necessities account now, and that's orange because it hasn't actually been paid yet, but the money is in there ready to go. The $8 gets transferred over to our fun checking. Okay, so it's just a way to keep them in their separate envelopes. So if you're doing the envelope system, I just do it with bank accounts. Okay, so it just depends on how you want it. So I have $83 in my income account, which is kind of like my cash. That's like the cash envelope. That's anything I can spend cash out of there, technically. Everything else, it's already for something else that I cannot really spend. So I wouldn't, if I got carried away and said, oh, we don't have enough to eat out, and we ended up eating out, that would come out of the grocery budget. You have to kind of decide what you're doing with that. This week is done. It's for budgeting with me, our paycheck to paycheck budget for December 7th. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Do you do your budget on a monthly basis? Do you do it a paycheck by paycheck basis? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.